And here we are on another Sunday evening here at How We Cruise. Thank
Happy
you
Sunday.
all for joining us already. Already seeing some people saying hello in the chat. So just another typical Sunday night here with us, running the kids off to bed so we can come chat with you about cruising. So thanks for coming in. Thanks to everybody that's been watching our videos over the last couple of days. It's been Julie's got some new toys to kind of help her get these things out a little faster. So we'll see how that goes.
My computer crapped out, and I needed a new computer. So yeah, that's what we did the last couple of days. But it's working out so far. I got one posted last night. So since we saw you guys last, guys, I can't see where like anything.
Somewhere along the line we got old.
Oh my goodness!
For the benefit,
they'll go back on because I can't read the chat otherwise. I can't.
So for the benefit of you and for the benefit of us, because sometimes we forget in our old age. I'm Brian. This is Julie. If this is your first time here, thanks for joining us. We do this every Sunday night. We're going to talk a little bit about cruising. Getting back to our roots tonight a little bit. So.
Good stuff.
Oh, I thought that's where you were going with something like that.
No, I was going to say something and talking about getting old. I totally lost my train of thought. So
just don't be yourself.
Hey, funny.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for everybody coming in. Good to see all of you again. Hey, if anybody's been watching the community group, we're gonna talk about this a little later, but prices change. And we've got some group cruises coming up that have some pricing.
That. Yeah, you shared that, and then I shared that out of it too.
Yes.
Wow.
So things have changed. So
there are some really good deals right now.
We'll talk about it a little later, but hang out because we got numbers.
And they're
numbers.
Not
we got numbers.
Ooh,
what happened?
What'd you do?
Nothing. It's good. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire. Everything's fine. Nothing's on fire.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay.
So what's on fire?
We have some stuff to talk about since the last time we saw you guys. So I know you all have been waiting. I am behind in my vlogs. I know. We have to finish Carnival Celebration. We have to finish Carnival Magic. We have to finish Anthem of the Seas.
My ship tour might be done sometime soon too.
I know, right? And of course, we were just on Icon. So I always try to go back and forth. We did finally get up our boarding day of Icon of the Seas. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It was a great day. We squeezed as much into that day as we possibly could, and you'll see that in the video.
I'm still tired from that day.
I know, really, seriously. And then I also posted the clip of what we're going to talk about today, is Adventure Ocean on Icon, which was absolutely amazing. But I will say this, there has never been a kids club on any line that I was disappointed in. I mean, they go above and beyond for the kids and the parents. But wow, awesome. So those two videos are up. We're starting to get those vlogs out again. I do have my updated computer, so I now can do that a little bit more expeditiously.
Yeah. So
you like that? I use that. That's a big word.
So for anyone who's new,
SAT word.
We did invite a new group with us tonight. We did invite our friends from the Cruising Carnival with Kids Facebook group. So if you're new here from that group, just let us know in the chat with the hashtag CCWK so we can say hello to you because we'd love to know that you guys are here. So
I don't want to keep these on, guys, but I'm not kidding. I can't see the chat otherwise.
But let's just say hello. Mary Ellen first in the chat. Thank you for coming in, Mary Ellen. Nice to see you. Richard and Lori Vanden Arn, fresh off of the NCL Epic. So epically glad that you're here. So thank you for coming. Corey and Lori, we know you in email. So thanks for coming in to remind us of that. We appreciate you. Kathy Curry, Sean's here. Kyle's here. Alice is here. Sent you an email also, Alice. Let us know if you need anything on that. Hello to Mr. Kevin Brubaker. I'm going here.
I know. I'm looking up
when
here.
I do it up here, when I do it on this screen, things seem to get wacky. So we're going to try and stay under control down here. Kevin's here. Nice to see you from the warm Midwest. Julie's here. Hello, Julie. We'll talk to you later too. Who else we got? Chris is here. Thanks for coming back, Chris. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming in. Matt's here. Mom, thanks for joining us in the house. Kathy Curry, good to see you. Danny D's here. Well, I think and a little friend named Sharon at Sea is here. And
hey guys.
If you don't know, one of the group cruises we'll be talking about tonight is a group cruise that we're doing jointly with them in July of 2025, and there's some really good pricing on that, but it's gonna expire.
Yeah, it
So
is
at
expiring.
least our rates are. So
A
if you
lot of
want
rates are,
that,
but like I mean, there's take advantage of the deals when you can, because remember, you can always try to reprice. A lot of times that is possible, not all the time, but a lot of times it's possible. But if you get a good deal, man, lock in, because especially now, cruising is just it's soaring.
it's soaring, and Chris said it too. Using an agent is saving him about half of what Royal's quoting. Oh, and Will G is here. Will G leaves in less than a week on the Jewel. So good to see that. That's. What are your cruise countdowns? Let us know when you're cruising again. Are you bringing the kids with you? Are you leaving them behind in the kennel? What are you doing with the kids?
I laugh at Kevin's comments through the entire thing. Kevin, I see your comments and I just laugh. Every time you guys see me like crack a smile, it's because I'm reading a Kevin comment.
but it's confusing because we never know if Kevin's talking about his Julie or this Julie.
No, he's always talking about his Julie. Oh. Hold on a minute, Kevin. Are you talking with me? No, stop. Okay. Anyway,
it said here. If you see my Julie in the chat, ignore she's.
Yes.
It must be a Julie thing. No, maybe it's not. I don't know. So Julie, please don't encourage him. So we've got Julie. Could you say hello to Julie? Julie's also here. So Julie. And Julie, could you also say hello to Julie?
We have a picture of
we're gonna have
like 5 of us.
We're gonna have a separate live stream.
Julie, do you love me? Julie, do you care?
Next week on karaoke with How We Cruise. Tony Diaz is here. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hi,
Tony Diaz, fresh off a cruise. Hope you had a great time as well. Let's see. Julie says bringing a kid and 2 grandkids on my next cruise, but the first one without Matthew. So let's talk a little bit about those little buggers that we bring on cruises, and they run around and they cause hell for everybody else. They're knocking on doors. They're knocking stuff over. Who in their right mind would bring a kid on a cruise?
Kids don't belong on cruises. Just kidding.
No.
We love to cruise with our kids. Absolutely. I will say, and of course I'm biased. I really am. But I will say every time, I think it's the best family vacation. You get such a good bang for your buck. You get to experience so many different things. You get to choose what you experience. You pack once. You get to go to multiple destinations. I think that is a fantastic way to travel with children. So, all right, let me step down. And let's see what you guys think, and let's talk about it, because we have a bunch of points here that we're talking about.
Sean's over there shaking his cane. Marty's in the house. Hello, Shug. How are you? Talking about the cruising with kids, let's give a little history lesson here. Let's go back in time. Let's get in the time machine. Let's go back.
It's Sunday. I don't want to go to school.
No, I'm just saying, we talk about this channel coming out of cruising with kids, right? So, but Julie, your first cruise, how old were you in your first cruise?
16.
16 years old.
Oh, 16, yeah.
So at 16, your parents chose to cruise with kids.
Yes, but
so, Mom, let's hear a little bit about that.
Hold on, and Mom's in the chat. So I'll preface this. My parents had never been on a cruise until probably within a year before that. I think it was and that was their first cruise. And they had such a good time, and they kept saying the kids would love this. So our next family vacation, they booked a cruise, and they said, "Come on, guys, we're going." And we did, and we had a great time. And I remember that I was 16 because it was right before like my prom. I remember like the timing of it all. And I've been cruising ever since, and we've been cruising ever since, and Mom has definitely been cruising ever since. Dad too, although as Dad shakes his cane, Sean, we're getting to a point maybe where Dad's like, all right. Anyway, we started then, and we've been doing it ever since. And we've done multiple group cruises, like growing up. There's never, ever been a negative point or experience in all the times that I've been cruising. So,
well,
and I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
Mom said Dad's asleep. So since Dad's asleep, what we'll do, the first thing we'll do.
Yep. The SS Norway was our first cruise. I remember it, Mom.
So
remember the first night I was I don't get seasick, but that first night I was so seasick. It was a very long, narrow ship. It's no longer on the sea. And I was so sick. And I remember I the first night I stayed like in the cabin in bed, and I went down to the purser's desk, because you laugh at me because I still call it the purser's. Instead of guest services, I still call it the purser's. I went down to the purser's desk and I asked for the seasick pills, and they gave them to me, and it definitely helped. And the rest of the cruise I was fine.
So we'll go back to while Dad's sleeping here. I'm just going to put this up at the bottom of the screen, so in case Mom wants to get her credit card out while Dad's sleeping. We do have the first group cruise that we're talking about. Now, this group cruise we are talking about because it's in November, which in New Jersey, the week that it is, we do have the kids not missing a lot of school. So that's why we picked that week. But
we call it Jersey Week here in Jersey.
But it is a great deal. Royal Caribbean offers a kids sail free deal. And, you know, we're talking about all the lines tonight. But
yes,
for this specific cruise, if your kids are under the age of 13, 12 and
that
under,
means but the day of sailing, if they haven't turned 13 yet, they're free. By free, you still have to pay taxes and port fees, which are usually somewhere around the $100 mark, between $100 and $150.
$100, $200,
roughly, depending on the cruise. But that's all you pay for them, and that is it. I mean, unless you want to add a soda package or Wi-Fi or anything like that. But that is it. So kids sail free for us is amazing. We love it. I mean, it works out really well, and they own us right here, and Royal sails out of them. And
well, this one is not out of Bayonne. This one is out of Fort Lauderdale.
That's true.
And Julie said Matthew's first cruise was at the age of 9, and it's been on 13 since. So I think our kids are well on the same path to catching up to Matthew, because we kind of have what's going on.
And they accrue their status. They carry their status with them. So I know status doesn't mean anything, but what status gets you? Forget like anything else. What it gets you is once you hit certain points, you get extra discounts.
Yeah.
You get like things like priority boarding. You get things like free drinks. Like, so as they get older and as they whatever, if they like it and they continue to do this, it gets them stuff. So, you know, like,
and getting things is getting kind of not important now, but I'll just bring this up here because we just talked to Richard earlier today. He said no midnight buffet or late night pizza on NCL. So NCL's been struggling a little bit recently. We know that last year they did lay off about 15% of their staff. So they've been really hurting. They've been doing their best, but Richard says the service is still not quite, you know, what it was. And I hope they get back to it because we love NCL.
I wish that we would get back to the midnight buffets. I think they were so fun. Like, people would just wait up for them. Like, Royal does the balloon drop at midnight. Like, even just pick one night to do a midnight buffet, and people would, if you build it, they will come. People would come. Like, midnight buffets were fun. You know, you don't want food waste, but like, I don't think there would be, because they would do that instead of late night pizza. Now, Norwegian doesn't do the late night pizza thing. They have usually like the local, right?
The Oceans on some of the breakaway class, and then they have the indulged food hall and their newer ships.
Yeah, and they do things like burgers and nuggets. And
so before we go any further, I just want to oblige Kevin here. He asked me to say that they booked the summer 2025 cruise. I don't think I'm supposed to say this second part, but he's saying it only to rile his Julie up. But once you say, we're going to go with Julie's thing. Once you kind of say it out loud, it's going to kind of happen here. So Kev, we booked the summer 2025 group cruise. And we'll talk to you after the stream.
Tony Diaz, he loves his 4 free drinks a day. That's right. Once you hit status and you get those things, like it offsets a lot of the costs. So, you know, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, the kids can accumulate their status just like we would, and then, you know, when they move on, like Julie's Matthew is, and he gets to start his adulthood at 18, he still carries his status from you, and those things can carry with you. And you know what? It's like loyalty with anything else. If you prefer a hotel brand, if you prefer a certain gas station, whatever it is, you get your points, you get your rewards. Maybe it's your convenience store that you get your free coffee at every 7th or 8th cup or whatever it is. But oh, the door's closed. So, you know,
the cat.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not the dog tonight, it's the cat. You'll hear her. There she is. Sorry.
But But yeah, so your loyalty does matter, and you know the kids get to take it with them as they grow up. But let's hit on your topics here, and then we'll come around to the second group
All right.
cruise
So,
that is very, very kid friendly, and why some of these people may even be here. So
so what we're talking about tonight is cruising with kids, and what are the kid friendly cruise lines? So I think that's number one. That's key, right? So, I mean, don't go booking. I'm gonna come right out and say it. Like, you can do this, whatever. But let's know that, because I'm gonna do the reverse here. Usually people are like, "Oh my God, the kids," and we say,
I love it when I don't know what she's gonna say. It gets me nervous.
Don't book Carnival or Royal or Norwegian. I'm gonna put those, or Disney, those 4 out on the line. If you don't want kids running and jumping over your chair at the pool and splashing and
Preach, sister.
ding dong ditching your door, not that they should be doing that. It's not okay. But like, let's just face it. These are family friendly cruise lines, right? So these are the cruise lines that you want to take kids on. Princess, okay. Holland America, Celebrity, and then we're not even going to get into things like Regent and Viking, and I don't know.
Well, I did register with Paul Gregon Cruises today, so if anybody wants to go to Tahiti, let us know. We'll get you on Paul Gregon. But Julie makes a good point here. So, and we'll say that. So we had a friend reach out to us recently. They just went to an all-inclusive, and they got back from the all-inclusive, and they said, "You know what, Brian? It was great. We had a lot of fun, but you kind of talked us into it. We want to try a cruise, but we're not really."
They don't
kid friendly. No. We're not kid friendly people.
They want kid free.
Where can we go? What cruise line can we go on that's adults only? And I said, well, if you want adults only, you got to book Virgin. Virgin is the only adults only cruise line. Every other cruise line allows kids. They just might not be the best fit.
So let's like Holland, Celebrity, and Princess, like they're less kids.
Because they cater to a different audience.
Right, exactly. You're still gonna find kids there though. But if you definitely want kids free, Virgin all the way. Virgin is 18 and up, and that is where you want to be. There will not be any kids there. Yeah.
Welcome into Shari from Destination Fun. Welcome into who else I see? Together We Travel is here, and Laura from Five Hungry Travelers is here. So since we are talking about kids, Laura is an expert in.
Laura's got kids. They cruise with kids, and they cruise with dietary needs. So guys, check out their channel if you have any kind of dietary restrictions. Awesome stuff, and she's very informative. So
yes. So let's see here. So Laura says that's why we do one Royal or Disney cruise each year and one Virgin. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You got to have time for the kids and time for the.
That's right.
So time for the kids and time for mom and dad. So we are long overdue to cruise without the kids. So
yeah, we are.
If anybody wants to watch our kids for we're considering like a little 14-day, something this short, just something quick to get away.
Hey mom, dad still asleep?
Yeah. We'll be dropping them off shortly. We leave in the morning. Where'd it go? Kevin, after our trip to an adults only all-inclusive, I think like the kids-friendly resorts better. The adults were just drunk kids. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
In the back of my mind, it's so funny that you said that because I'm thinking that. I'm like, everybody who's like, they want kids free. I have to be honest. Every time we've ever been anywhere that's kids free, it is like the adults are just like, it's a bunch of drunk kids. Like, I don't know. For me, I don't care. It's not important to me, but for some people, it's really important. So that's okay. So we've kind of mentioned it, what the kid-friendly cruise lines are. I mean, obviously Disney is going to cater to your kids. Disney is an amazing cruise line and will do awesome stuff. Well,
Shane has got 2 comments here that are going to lead into what you're saying. I think she said the ship itinerary might matter more than the line. We've heard great things about Holland America for kids clubs. Haven't heard much about MSC. And she also said that. Oh no, sorry, this is Richard said they were on Holland America last year and quite a few kids.
That's true. I have heard that. I have heard that a lot. And it's true. If you're gonna go with your kids, like, just know that what they offer, because our kids, and I'm probably gonna jump right into the next topic a little bit, is kids clubs. Our kids do not prefer the kids clubs, contrary to what you saw in the video I posted this morning. Because they were having a blast. But the minute they realized that mom and dad aren't staying there with them, they want to be with us the whole time.
Yeah.
We're on vacation. We want to be with them too. I will do whatever they want to do on a cruise, on a vacation, because our vacation is their vacation. Unless we're doing a kid-free vacation, we're all on vacation, and I'm not going to ship them off to babysitting or daycare like some people refer it to.
Yeah, it's not.
That's
okay.
It's okay if that's what your thing is. It's okay. But for us, it's vacation. We want to be with them, and they love it there. But the minute they realize they're not with us, they don't want to be. Now,
there's also group events for kids. Like, for example, if you're sailing with grandma, grandma always does a sleepover for the kids in her room. They all get to cuddle around granddad.
I can't believe you post that. We love cruising with other people's kids.
She means our kids. At least I hope so.
I know, but it just. All right. So anyway.
All right, but that brings up
Grandma she hosts the sleepover whenever we have a good group cruise, and Grandma's like, she always has the kids if they want to have a sleepover. She hosts the sleepover, and the kids can have a sleepover in their room. And Granddad goes absolutely bonkers.
So we talked about the fact that the kids like to be with us, and that motivated us to connect with Jamie and Sharon, and that is the next family-friendly group cruise. We're calling it the Friends and Family Cruise. So that's going to be July 12th out of Miami.
Yes. Now, it is not just a kids cruise.
No, absolutely not.
It is super kid-friendly. So, like, we are going to have kids stuff going on. But don't let that limit you. Like, I don't want people to be like,
there is still an alchemy bar. There is still a casino. And we are very, very hopeful that
kids of all
will
ages
be working together as a nice group of friends and family to make sure that everyone gets to enjoy their vacation. Yeah. So for anybody who wants to send their kids off with Uncle Jimmy, he'll be teaching them roulette in the casino.
Well, the one cruise we did, I went and did the slot bowl, and you went and did the rock climbing with the kids. So while I'm in the casino doing the slot bowl, Bride's over there doing the rock climbing.
Yeah.
I think that you and Uncle Jimmy should be doing a kid event, and
hold on, no, it's
me and Sharon are going to take care of the casino.
We switch now. We switch because I had the rock ball and you had the slot ball. So now we switch, and now you get the
That was
kids.
not the deal.
It'll be like Lord of the Flies with these kids. All right, mom and dad are in the casino. Have a blast. Have fun.
Good stuff, guys.
Let's see. Z has joined us. Nice to see you. Z. Sugar is here. Hello, Sugar. How are you? Nice to see you. And we have Steph is here, who Steph just booked her first cruise on Symphony in May of 2025, which means you're free in July of 2025. So you can look right below your comment right there, and you can
Steph,
come with
you
us.
are gonna love it. And Symphony is an amazing ship.
Absolutely,
it's beautiful. Oasis class ships are so nice. I love how they have the open Central Park and the boardwalk. The aqua. Don't miss the aqua show. Book the shows as soon as you can. They usually open to book times about 30 or 60 days before you're sailing. So go on your app. Definitely do that. I mean, it's an amazing ship. You'll love it. You'll love it. And please post pictures in our community group. We would love to see.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, my daughter changed my YouTube name. Cruising with kids at its finest, right there.
That's amazing.
Actually, sorry, right there.
That's amazing.
Oh, we love you, Steph. That's great. Auntie Julie, who says she's going to be watching all the kids, says life is not fair. That's right, Auntie Julie. Life is not fair to you as you run around the ship with 30 kids. Enjoy. Have a blast. They'll love the rock wall. It's fun. And you won't be holding 30 cards and shoes and hats and sunglasses and all sorts of other fun.
Julie, do you want me to kick them? Kick count? Is that kick count number one?
Chris said our kids hung out in the music hall all night till midnight. Now, Chris,
the music hall is a great place.
Chris was talking
the kids
about
love music hall.
So Chris is referring to the Anthem of the Seas, which Music Hall is not on Freedom that's coming up, but it is on Icon that we just got off of, and that is
we didn't go there once.
No, we didn't. It's a 2-story venue. They always have a band playing.
It's always 2 stories on every ship.
They do some trivia in there. They do some dance classes in there. They actually had a daddy-daughter dance in there on our last ship.
Julie, I will take them, but yes, kick them.
But yeah, so no, that's we'll move this because we know it bothers Julie. We'll that.
I know, I hate the ticker.
You guys know how to get a hold of us, or just shout it out. But anyway, yeah, no, the Music Hall is a great venue for the kids. You wouldn't think it would be. You'd be like, oh, it's.
We have, you know what? I can't wait till I get to editing those videos because we have such great footage.
Oh my God, we had so much
from
fun.
the Music Hall. We had such a great time there with the kids, especially on Anthem. Like we had so much fun. We really were having a good time.
But you know what made that trip? What made that trip was the people that we were with, and having all the kids and having everybody with us. Like that group made the ship.
I think always traveling with people like makes it more fun. I mean, there's always times that you want to go and kind of like chill and not you can just get away from everybody. But like if you're having fun and on vacation and there's nothing on your checklist, your honey-do list or anything like that, man, just like be able to be with or without people as much as you want and kind of come and go. I think it's amazing.
Julie says a very appreciative comment. That makes me feel good. Anthem was a blast. We wanted to make sure everybody had a good time, and I'm glad that worked out the way it did.
Somebody posted a picture today of who was it? Was it? I don't want to say name. Somebody posted a picture today of leaving from Bayonne today, and the picture looks like it was with us in November, and it made me think of that. We had such a great sail away day that day. It was beautiful.
It's like another day. Like it was super warm today.
We have the windows open right now. The windows are still open.
It was in the 60s here in New Jersey today, so kind of like our sail away from November. But we're going to make the next sail away in November just as warm because we're going to be doing it from Florida this time. So next November, if you want to join us.
My mom said their first cruise in 1994 had 24 kids on board. I mean, cruising definitely was not for kids years ago.
No.
It has evolved into definitely a family type of vacation.
To be fair, I think the capacity of the Norway back then might have been like 1,500 people. So percentage-wise, if you bump that up to what Icon is, I mean it's still small. But
I was one of them. So let's talk about the cabin configuration on ships.
Okay, go for it.
So like you want to cruise with more than yourself, right? You want to cruise with more than yourself and your significant other, whether you want to bring your kids, whether you want to go with friends. Like, so when you book a hotel, right? You know where I'm going. So you book a room and they don't actually like tick mark you and know how many people are in that room. So like you could have like 10 people in just whatever. Like you could have 10 people in a hotel room sleeping on the floor. Nobody would know. Nobody would care. A cruise doesn't work that way. A cruise, they have to know how many souls are on board. Just like an airplane, they have to know how many souls, how many people. They have to have enough life vests. They have to have enough life boats to accommodate everybody on board. So a room is assigned berths. A berth is how many people are in that room.
BERTH.
BERTH. That's right. So when you book a cruise, you can't just put an extra person in a room. So you can't just say, hey, I'm going to book a 2-person room and put 3 or 4 people in there.
And we do see a lot of questions about this where they say, I can't, I just saw a question earlier.
Not everybody understands, and that's okay.
I saw somebody post earlier, I can't believe they're charging for my 2-year-old. They have to.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why there's always
a soul on board.
There's usually
is your 2-year-old not worth that? Not worth it. I mean, so yes, they're charging per person and knowing that they can accommodate every single person. So when you book a cruise, you have to book according to how many. Oh God.
I'm not clicking.
I know.
Apologies to all the redheads in the chat.
I'm not even kidding. Every time I look at the chat, every time you see me smirk, it's because of Kev's comment. Yeah, no. So let's talk about what kind of cruise lines can accommodate families, because I gotta say, we
So
are
for
a family of 5. We have 3 kids. Booking 5 people is hard, guys. It's hard. It's not easy. There's not a lot of cabins out there that can accommodate 5. Kids sail free or not. You can do adjoining cabins. You can do cabins that connect in the interior, but those are limited, and anybody can snag one of those 2 cabins that connect. So if somebody else has already booked a cabin that's a connecting cabin, you can't get connecting cabins. It's not easy. So that is why, find someone you trust. We love doing what we do, and that's why we do what we do. So you're welcome to reach out to us. But if it's not us, find somebody else. Find somebody that you trust
that knows
what they're doing
for you
to help you book your cruise. If you're cruising with more than 4.
Yeah. Well,
we're cruising with anybody.
Well,
but
and I posted just
it's
before
not easy.
this. So we have obviously both of the group cruises that we have coming up. We have group rates held. If you are 2, those group rates are good. They can stick around for a while. You can kind of take your time. I mean, they will expire at some point, but the rates for 3s and 4s and 5s, I mean, there's very limited capacity, so we're not able to hold rates for those rooms. They don't allow it at all. A lot of times the way we do it, like it says here, a lot of times we'll book 2 rooms. 2 rooms. Maybe it's 1 room
or
2.
We'll book somebody in another room.
What we have found,
that doesn't mean that they can't sleep in the other room. Right. I mean, they're not supposed to, but it doesn't mean, like, whatever. We do that we do that. Not all the time, but we do that. So that's possible. But you have to be assigned to the room that you're in. You have to muster to the room that you're assigned.
But the point of this is that, a lot of these deals that you see out there, some people we get the question a lot. I want the best deal. I want the best deal. So it's the best configuration for your family. So take a family of 4. We put them on Royal Caribbean. We use the kids sail free deal. They get an outstanding rate. You take us, we're a family of 5. Now you got to put us in a 5-passenger room, which is a different category of room. Maybe we got to book a suite. Maybe we got to book 2 rooms. We don't get to take advantage of the kids sail free deal. That same cruise that's really reasonable for somebody else might be really expensive.
Could be astronomical for somebody else.
So we get it, and we try to look for stuff.
On the reverse, a cruise that we can get with kids for a really reasonable rate could be more expensive for somebody just traveling with the 2 of them, because, so each cabin has a category. The category of cabin is the price rate. So literally the exact same balcony could be a different price in the middle of the ship versus the after the ship, or the front of the ship, the forward. Because every single category is different. So there's many categories. And not to plug TAs, but to plug TAs.
Well, we are one, so I think that's okay.
When you guys look on the sites, on the websites of whatever cruise line you're looking at, we see even more on the back end. So it breaks down even more. But anyway, so it's something to think about for your cabin configuration. We have a video out there, cruising with 5, and we were in a balcony room, and we had the 2 beds put together. Me and Ryan were in the beds. We had a pull-out bed that was on the couch where 2 kids were sleeping, and then we had a Pullman down on the top where a kid was sleeping on the bunk. When I say that I had to squeeze between the bed to get out to the balcony as the couch was pulled out, I mean, I'm not kidding. Like, it's a tight fit. I agree with everybody out there who says you're only in there to sleep and shower and change. We're not in the room that much. We can do it. So you got to offset your pros and your cons. Like, are you willing to sacrifice a little bit of space and comfort? And
Matt says they're looking for flights for November 2nd here. Now, Matt, I think we exchanged some messages. Did we not? We we got to get you guys locked in there for November there, because you guys are really going to enjoy sailing with us there. Chris says they're booking 3 rooms because it's cheaper than 2 balconies for 5 people. No doubt, it really is. You can use those. You can use those group rates. You can use a lot of those. So, I mean, a lot of those group rates will come with things like onboard credit. So it might not seem cheaper, but then once you apply that onboard credit, all of a sudden the game changes completely. So,
Yeah.
And Laura brings up a huge point of we have more issues with 5 people sharing a single bathroom. Laura, remind us to tell you a story offline about a bathroom issue from our last cruise.
I don't mind sharing it. I won't even say which kid it was.
Okay.
So,
because you got such firsthand experience with this story.
Listen, well, you can jump in whenever you want. So we're talking about traveling with kids. Our child was not sick. Our child overate, or ate something that didn't agree with them. And we all went to bed. We were all sleeping, and in the middle of the night, woke up, made it to the bathroom, and vomited.
Kind of made it.
Made it to the bathroom.
Maybe like the door.
No, it was in the bathroom. Made it to the bathroom. There was nothing on the carpet. Stop. Okay. But vomited in the bathroom. Didn't make it to the toilet. When we say it was on the ceiling, it was on the ceiling. It was on the walls. It was in every crevice of that room.
On this wall. It was on this wall. It was behind the toilet.
This is what happens. And do you remember there was another cruise where Kevin got sick too? It was the same thing.
Kevin, yeah.
I said I was going to say names. Sorry, guys. That was a while ago, and Kevin also had the same issue. So he has a very sensitive stomach, and again, they weren't sick. It was definitely a food related thing, and not like a neurovirus, not like a whatever. It wasn't that. Like our kids have. Laura, you'll get this. They have food sensitivities.
Would anybody like us to move on from vomit? If so, just raise your hand in the chat.
So anyway, we have experience with this, but oh my gosh, Brian.
Hold on. So, all right, this is where I'm going to jump in. So Shayna says, "Oh, poor kid, poor sibling, poor parents, poor cabin steward." So when you're on a brand new ship, right? You know you're the first one in that room. You know that when
Sean, all right, shut up, Sean.
Hold on, we'll move on 1 second. Let me finish this. You know you're the first one in there, and it's not like and Kevin.
And I remember Kevin had a bloody nose.
Oh yeah, there's blood everywhere. It's like
this is what cruising with kids is, guys. Bloody noses and vomiting.
Kevin last week or the week before was talking about leaving behind an odor in the elevator and not being able to know who it was. When you walk out of that cruise cabin and you're the first one there, there's no hiding who caused that smell. So I spent probably at least a half hour, if not an hour, trying to do everything I could so Hubert didn't have to do anything. So no, our poor cabin steward.
And Hubert was amazing. We loved him. He was the best.
Well, I did tell him about it the next day. I did tell him about it.
Well, because it didn't stop stinking. Like even though we cleaned it all, guys, he cleaned it up with toilet paper.
Cruise ship toilet paper.
I was sleeping. He let me sleep. Isn't that nice? I love you. You let me sleep. But I would have used a towel. I would have used a towel.
But
you
to be fair,
toilet paper.
All right. Put yourself in the same position. What are you going to do with that towel?
Dude, we had a balcony.
You can't.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't know. I would have. Yeah. No. I would have found out.
Yes.
I would have figured something.
Yes, Laura. Yes. Like I was like wrapping it around my hand and like.
Okay. So anyway,
all right, let's move on.
We've just lost everybody who's not a parent in this chat.
Sean says overboard. Yes, the child almost went overboard.
Yeah. So anyway, these are all things you have to consider. And that was early on in the cruise. So our bathroom did smell like vomit for the rest of our cruise.
Speaking of overboard, let's talk about safety measures. Have you ever been worried that your kids are going to fall overboard?
As a parent, as a mother, that is never not a thought in my mind.
It's never.
It's not a concern. It's not a worry, but it's always a thought in my mind. Like, oh my God. Like,
hold on.
I'm just
so
being
Julie,
honest.
the drain holes are this big.
No.
And the shower head wasn't going to work.
No, that wasn't going to work because we had separate bathrooms. So our bathroom had the toilet and the sink in one room, and then it had the shower and the sink in the other room. So there wasn't even the ability to spray it down. Yeah. It was a doozy.
Chris, extra points for sealing.
Anyway, safety measures. You know what? It's always a thought in my mind, and I've been trained because of other things that I do on what I mean. God forbid, what things that you do and what and how. But it's always a thought in my mind.
So the railings, it's
not a worry. It's not a concern.
All the railings on all the ships, on all the balconies, everywhere you go, they're 4 feet high railings, and there's glass.
And there's nothing that's going to be accidental. It's going to be stupid. We've seen pictures of kids sitting on railings
on the Oasis class ship
on a ship before. And are you freaking out of your mind? Oh my God, no. So if you're gonna be stupid, that's the thing that gets in my head. Who's gonna be stupid? Hopefully nobody. Right? No. But you're not gonna accidentally fall overboard.
This is what I love. I think Matt and Kevin just booked a cruise together so they can flush toilet paper down the toilet down the hall. So this is why we love everybody. This sounds like a group activity in November.
I want to know, has anybody ever put the end of the toilet paper in the toilet and then flushed it?
That's what they're talking about.
Oh, is that what they're talking about? I've never done it, and I always say I'm gonna, and I never have. And they say it goes.
So yes, cruising with kids. I guess we're all just big kids, and that's what it comes down to. So,
what we were talking, what I was stuck on.
I don't know. We were talking about safety, and then we got distracted with safety.
I'm not worried about safety. I'm not worried about safety. Only kids being stupid. That's what I'm worried
about. The only
about.
other safety thing I'll talk about is we do get a lot of people say, I'm worried about leaving my kids in the kids club or letting them go somewhere else on the ship. If your kids are younger, they always put a wristband on them with their muster station. And they know how to, they'll always bring your kids to the right muster station. If God forbid there was an emergency.
You know what I'm not comfortable with, that some people are, and I don't, it's okay. No judgment.
Here we go. I know what you're going to do.
No, it's okay if you're
controversial topic coming.
It is a controversial topic. I don't want to leave my kids in the kids club and get off the ship. Some that is allowed. If you're at port, a lot of people, you can check your kids into the kids club and then get off the ship. That to me is too much of a distance, a barrier where something could happen. And that to me is not a comfortable feeling. So that I am not okay with for myself. I'm okay if you do it. I don't care. I'm okay. To each his own. Anybody can do that. But that's nice to know that you can do that. And I'm sure that there are circumstances where that would be
a great
option.
Friends of ours have done that when they traveled to Alaska and they had a small child, and they were able to see some of the excursions that maybe that small child would not have enjoyed or would have been very difficult for them. So I've seen that.
Well, kids clubs start at 6 months. So if you're cruising with a 3-month-old, do they even allow a 3-month-old one? I think they do. But they don't do. There's no kids club. They will not accept your kids in a kids club for any line that I know of under 6 months. So they need to be 6 months old.
I'm just laughing because Kevin and Matt are friends now.
Yeah. So 6 months. It starts at 6 months. So I can see that there would be some circumstances where they are definitely safe in the kids club.
Oh, 100%.
Everybody is trained up the wazoo. Everybody is super certified. There's no. I don't have any kind of hesitation of leaving my kids there ever.
Well, and I know this is a thing, but when we were just on Icon, I was having a conversation with Hubert, our room steward, and I forget what I said, something about the kids being in the room or what's being in the room. And he said, "Oh, no, don't worry. I know where you are." And he opened up his phone and he showed me,
I didn't know this until
he showed me on his phone that he could access which passengers are on the ship and which passengers are not. Because I said, like, that's what I said. I was joking because Brian ran off to go play mini golf or something like that. And I said, "Oh, I don't even know where the kids are right now." And he goes, "Oh no," he goes, "Don't worry, he's on the ship." And I'm like, "Oh, well, it's just that extra level of comfort knowing that probably any crew member, I would assume, would have access to that as to who's on the ship, who's not. So if God forbid you did end up doing some kind of excursion off the ship and leaving your kids in the kids club, they know that your kid's in there because you had to sign them in, and they know that you're not on the ship. So somebody knows what's going on. So
yeah. So let's talk about excursions then. So we'll just jump right into excursions.
That's a good segue.
You threw me a softball. I caught it.
All right.
So excursions with kids. Read the description. Know what you're booking.
I know where you're going with this.
I don't know where I'm going, so kudos to you.
Okay, then go ahead. We're going in different directions.
Read the description and know what you're booking. Okay. Book if you're most, because I'm gonna say we are comfortable booking outside of the cruise line. We know like what we're comfortable with. We have our own comfort zone, and we're okay doing that. I would not necessarily advise that for everyone, especially early cruisers, first time cruisers, first few time cruisers, until you're really comfortable with knowing what you're doing. Because I think that there's definitely something to say with booking an excursion through the cruise line and knowing that they're going to kind of take care of everything. They're going to take care of the transportation. They're going to take care of getting you back in time. And God forbid you don't make it back to the ship in time. You're taken care of. You're insured because you booked through the cruise line. Because I know that's one of the number one concerns with booking outside of the cruise line is making it back in time. So if you want to book an excursion with kids, I would say know what you're booking, read the description, and book through the cruise line unless you're comfortable booking outside of the cruise line, because you will definitely save money booking outside of the cruise line. And you'll probably get a better excursion. Yeah. I'm just saying every excursion we've done outside of the cruise line has kind of given us a little bit of extra.
Well, where I thought you were going with when you book your excursion, make sure you check the age requirements on some of these things, because we've seen a few posts recently, both on our page and on some other pages, of people complaining that they booked an excursion not through the cruise line, and when they got there, found out that their kid was not old enough to participate, and caused a bit of a stir. So
and
that's,
guys, they're not going to break the rules. Sometimes you might find that, but don't expect that. So, don't think you're going to get away with it, because if you try to bring a 4-year-old on an excursion that's set for 12-year-olds, they're going to be like, no, sorry.
Julie said that I asked in Alaska when I got back on the ship if Maddie had gotten back on without me, because I wanted to shop longer, and he went back without me. But I had to ask if he got back on. They said yes. So we've actually noticed. So we'll make this point.
Security.
So when we get off the ship with the kids, if one of the kids tries to get off and scan their card before us, it flashes bright red.
Yeah.
And security.
They won't let the kid get off. They won't let our kids get off the ship before we get off the ship. So one of us has to scan first, because they're a minor under our names. So that's another added sense of security.
Yeah, this happened to us actually in Nassau when we were sailing with Julie's parents and my niece and nephew, who were traveling in their cabin. So now, we mentioned earlier, sometimes we might book one adult in one room and one adult in the other room and put some kids in there.
No, not sometimes. Sometimes we have to.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm going to be completely and totally clear.
The cruise line's okay with that.
You can't book a cabin, so you can't book 2 rooms and put yourself, unless they're connecting cabins, because then you can. But you can't put yourself in one room with your spouse or significant other or another adult or whatever and put kids under the age of 21 in another room. You have to have somebody over the age of 21 in that room.
Now, there are exceptions to that between now, and every cruise line has their rules. I was reading it actually today. Some of the cruise lines allow your teen kids to be within 3 rooms of you. Some of them allow. So
this is
there
true.
are
But anyway,
caveats
so
to this.
anyway, and that's again another reason to use a travel agent who knows what they're doing. But for the most part, you have to have somebody over 21 in the room. So a lot of times we book you in one room, me in the other room, and we put the kids either across the hall or right next door to us. They're never like in another part of the ship because our kids are just too young for that. But as they get older, we'd be willing to do that. If we had a 16 and a 17-year-old, I don't care if they're a floor below. Ask me then. But right now I'm saying, okay,
But the point of this story was we got off in Nassau, and so we had a couple of extra cards with us for different rooms, and Granddad gets off the ship, and then our niece goes to get off the ship, and she had the wrong card with her. She had the room key card, not her SeaPass card, and she tries to scan that, and she couldn't get off the ship. So she had to go back and get the other card.
And she was the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone is off the ship except for my 14-year-old niece.
So Granddad had to go back on the ship, but had
through security. You have to get checked. You have to go through the scanner. You have to do everything. Go through all the way around and then come back through. And
so it was funny. But Julie makes the point that they are allowed back on the ship without you. And Shayna says, but can the parent get back on without the kid? And the answer is yes, the parent can get on without
anybody can get back on the ship without the other, but you can't get off the ship, which is interesting, right? Because when you think about that, you're like, oh, you should have to have the kids get back on the ship too. But
Shayna's traveling in not too long, so these are some very valid, good questions right here. So this is some good stuff there.
So there's so many other things there. I know that we're kind of running out of time, but there's so many other things that we haven't talked about. Packing essentials. Let's talk about packing essentials.
I love talking about packing essentials.
Not really. I hate packing.
I know, but you always want to talk about
it. Well, I mean, it's what
don't bring too much.
It's what people want to know
about.
Don't
bring too much. Julie brings too much.
I do bring too much. Guys, on our last cruise, I wanted to do an unpacking video. Which
Shannon said I thought the youngest was a little bit younger than that.
Oh, no.
Youngest is 19.
They're all out. They're up and out. Yeah.
One of the best packing tips we got recently.
I overpack all the time. No matter how much I try to not overpack, I always do.
Yes, Julie, magnet hooks for the wall. We hang a ton of the kids' stuff on magnet hooks in the
Love
wall.
Hooks.
But
listen, don't get, and you can find this on our links. We have it on our webpage, on our website, and on Facebook. Don't get the smaller hooks. Get the heavy duty hooks. Get the really
50 pounds.
Yeah, get the 50 pounders or more, because I'm going to do a tutorial. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to not get them stuck together. Okay. So I'll do that. I'll do it as a short or something and I'll post it.
Oh, we had ones that were stuck together for like a month.
Yeah. If they get stuck together, you can't get them apart. But they'll hold like my beach bag full of stuff on the wall. They'll hold multiple sweatshirts like with our kids. The little ones, they don't hold that much. So make sure that you're getting the heavier duty ones. It's worth spending. It's not that much more. I mean, a couple extra dollars to get the heavy duty.
Sean says, kids time out, toss them on a hook. Only if you have the 50-pound hooks and under 50-pound children.
None of our kids are under 50 pounds anymore.
Oh.
All right. We're buying the 100-pound hooks.
Shannon says, hanging from the ceiling holds more weight than from the wall. Yes, that's true, because you're pulling directly as opposed to sliding down the wall.
Yeah. Things like decorating your room. We decorated our room for Kitty's last birthday, and we brought our own decorations. Now, we could have purchased for $50 or $60 the cabin or the cruise line decorating our room, and we know exactly what those decorations are. But for a fraction of that price, we got a couple magnets, hooks, and some decorations between Walmart and the dollar store, and brought our decorations and just decorated up the room, and it looks phenomenal. So, things like, think ahead for things like that, but other packing essentials.
Well, I'm going to say ways to cut down. So like our kids we try to pack them in a carry-on size suitcase. So
they each have a carry-on.
So you don't have to check that bag. They can carry it right on the airplane with them, especially if you're flying. So
that's where I was going to go next.
Our Kevy, our kids dress for formal night. They like to wear their suits for formal night.
And they like it just like
I like that the trend and the style right now is that it's appropriate to wear sneakers with a suit, because Kevin just wears his Hey Dudes with his
and he's
suit,
happy with it, and we're good
totally
with it.
Happy with it.
I mean, I don't care what you wear. Wear your flip-flops for all I care. But
I'm writing it down that you said that for November. So for everybody who sees me in November wearing my suit with my flip-flops,
I dare you.
It's because Julie said I could.
Brian is going to wear his suit and flip-flops on a cruise.
I'll do it.
It's happening. I know. It's happening. I'm going to make you know.
I'm going to dress like Angus Young from AC/DC.
He makes it sound like I'm such a stickler, but I'm not. I do enjoy dressing up, and I like getting our pictures and stuff. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay. Wow. All right. Something shiny. But all right. So we talked about the safety measures. We talked about the different kinds of cabins. We talked about Kevin says, "Hey dudes, for all occasions." That and my new
we're talking about dressing up, guys. Look at this.
All right. So
is that not phenomenal?
All right. So who thinks? I want to know. So I want to know.
This is a gift.
Could I not have worn shorts? I could have worn shorts with that jacket and tie. I totally could have worn shorts and flip-flops with that jacket and tie, and I think it would have looked phenomenal.
So I love this. It's my new canvas print of us. I think this is on Anthem, right?
That was Anthem,
yes. Yeah. So
sugar, hell no. What? Come on. Of course I can. All right. So, but
I love it. I love it. My parents got me that. So thank you very much. And I stood up so everybody could see that my shirt wasn't matching my pants. I'm wearing my leggings. They don't match, but that's okay. Absolutely love that. So thank you, Ma. Thank you, Dad. That was a birthday present.
We did have
love it
on our last group cruise. We did do some awards, and one of the awards was best dressed for plaid shorts. Yes, Jason, of course, definitely plaid shorts. We did best dressed the formal night, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe we forgot to get that one out. But anyway, so if you travel on group cruises with us, participate, because you never know.
I can't reach it.
Well, you can see it there.
Well, yeah. This is our award.
So if you travel on cruises with us, you might be able to win a wheel.
Yep. That's our award. Our cruise award for cruising. Nice. Yeah,
we might not always be the same award. We might change it around.
But hold on. So
that's the OG award.
So my mom mentioned the shoe organizer. I was not a fan of the shoe organizer. I really wasn't, guys. Not that I wasn't a fan. It was just like one extra thing to pack, and I was like, yeah, do I really need it? I really don't. Until I used it. Oh my goodness. Especially with kids. We put things like, we always bring things like Tylenol and Motrin with us. We brought Band-Aids with us. We brought sunscreen. We brought, Katie has her hair detangler. Then we have our hairbrush and our hair bands. We brought, it's just like so, cortisone. Cortisone's a good thing to have with you. Like just all kinds of like little things that like you don't realize. Vinegar. Yeah. All kinds of those little things that like you don't realize that you're going to need or use. Or
if you're sitting in the chat going, vinegar, why did he say vinegar? You haven't watched enough of our channel yet.
Watch our Attack in Nassau. And find out what Brian did.
Oh my gosh. All right. So
it's going to live with you forever.
Yeah. No. Hey, listen. Cruising creates lifelong memories and it creates lifelong friendships, just like everybody who's here. All of you who have joined us on their Sunday evening to spend, you could have been doing anything tonight. You could have been watching America's Funniest Home Videos, but yet you're here watching us, which I guess this does become America's Funniest Home Video.
Well, Shayna just said, I have a shoe organizer for shoes, but not for toiletries. Shayna, if you haven't done this on a cruise yet, I'm going to tell you, even with just the two of you, put it over the bathroom door on the outside. It will hold so many little things. It's amazing. Like, and I got to call time out. Hold on. Packing cubes is another thing that I wasn't into. And once I tried packing cubes, I'm like, oh my God, I I can't go without packing cubes now.
How long a cruise are you going on that you need a shoe organizer for all the shoes?
Oh, please, Brian.
Like, you need like 2 pair of shoes. You need like flip-flops and like
guys,
maybe dress shoes.
We're coming up on 14 years. 14 years? 14 years. 14 years. I've been trying.
Danny D. This could be America's Funniest Home Video. We should submit little clips like this. Actually, we have submitted some clips to America's Funniest Home Videos.
We think we're funny. Nobody else thinks we're funny.
Oh, they're still here.
That's true.
We must be moderately entertaining. So either that or they're all just really, really bored. But if you're that bored,
I don't even know what that means.
Just get a duck. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Kevin said we're getting kilts for the next cruise. So
I love kilts.
Mm-hmm. Kilts. All right. Formal night kilts in November. I know Sean's in. Kevin's in. Sean, I might have just committed you to something you didn't plan on, but
hey,
you're Irish. Go with it. So, yeah.
Hey, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. It's March 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
2nd or 3rd? Today's the 3rd?
Today's the 3rd.
All right.
Matt's sold. We're wearing kilts. Matt's in. Matt, we're going to talk to you after this live.
We'll 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Hold on a second. Wait for it.
Kevin, I just got the look of death from my Julie.
St. Patrick's Day is on a Sunday. Guys, we're going live. We are going to have a St. Patrick's Day party.
All right. Sounds good. I'm down.
We are doing a live St. Patrick's Day party. It is happening. Yes.
And Sean says adopt kit is your bathroom kit.
Oh my goodness. Easter is so early this year. It is 2 weeks after St. Patrick's Day.
I don't know if we could be live on Easter. We're going to be live.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about St. Patrick's Day.
March is going to be a rough month.
We're talking about St. Patrick's Day. All right. So
hey, we got
any last minute tips that we have for cruising with kids? Let's just jump there.
For everybody who's watching this later, what's your best tip on cruising with kids? Aunt Christine says you two are very informative and entertaining all the time. Thank you, Aunt Christine. We love you.
What'd you say? Aw.
Aunt Christine's going to come with us in November. She just doesn't know it yet.
She doesn't know yet. Yeah, you are.
We'll call you later.
Tony Diaz, I had packing cubes for this last cruise. It was a 3-day, and I knew I would be living out of my suitcase. I labeled each cube to know
what was in it.
What was in each? Yeah, no.
Good idea.
So I have ones that have meshed on top so you can actually see. So I put like t-shirts in one. I put like shorts and leggings in another. I have another little bag that's not meshed, like whatever. It's like a whatever. I throw in my underwear. And then I have another one that I put my bathing suits and cover-ups in. And like it makes it so easy. And what I do is I throw it like then when we have like shelves instead of drawers or something, it's so easy to throw on a shelf. I can pull it out and unzip it. You guys don't. I'm the only one that's using the packing cubes, but I am going to convert our entire family to packing cubes. No, whatever. Don't listen to him.
I remember when our kids were super little, and I mean we're talking like the little onesie outfits, little, and we would take a Ziploc bag.
I was going to say this is a great tip for cruising with kids,
like little kids. Take or even
Ziploc bag. Go get gallon size baggies and put an outfit in each Ziploc bag. Right? You have a shirt. You have pants, you have, usually they're still in diapers at that point, but if they're not in diapers, then you can put your underwear, put everything, put little outfits in each baggie, and then you just pull it back. The only thing is we know with kids, they get dirty, they spill, they have accidents, they whatever. So you still have to have some other extras with you. But I will tell you what, like those baggies were great.
For kids and for kids at heart. They all have accidents.
Especially if you're in the Cloud 17 pool on the Icon and, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and they have to drain the pool because there's nobody in there but adults and somebody decides to.
Code Brown. And it wasn't a kid. Just saying. That
was a bad day. Anyway.
Julie gets the best seats. She's like, I got the best seats at the pool.
did.
Right in front of the pool.
I
Were
had
comfortable chairs.
amazing seats. And I was just
the
like,
guy
oh.
comes, and Julie's
You
like,
guys came up, and I'm like, literally.
She's like, I'm going to run back to the room real quick. I'll be right back.
I forgot my watch. Yeah.
And the lifeguard says to me, hey, you might want to, I don't know if you want to sit here. This pool's going to be closed for the next 3 to 4 hours. I'm like, what do I do? What do I do?
And there's a very large channel out there who did a ship tour, and they happened to pass by at that point. And I didn't see them pass by. I didn't see that happen, but I watched it after the fact. And they said, I don't know why this pool is always closed. And I'm laughing because it really was. It was the only time that it was closed. And they happened to pass by then when they drained it and why they drained it. And I chuckle every time I see that. So guys, us included, don't believe everything you see out there.
But I saw it on the internet. It must be true.
We all put out what we can. We all put out from our perspectives. We all put out from our views. I hope that it helps you. That's why we do what we do. We don't do this. We certainly don't do it for the income.
Chris says it's his birthday on St. Patrick's Day. So
happy birthday.
Happy early birthday for St. Patrick's Day. So he's going to have to make sure he's here, and we're all going to have a cake, and we're going to sing happy birthday.
All right.
So
that's done. Yeah, but
all right. So
anyway.
Listen, we've covered the cruise friendly lines. We've covered the kids clubs. We've covered the different cabin configurations. We've covered excursions. We've covered the safety. We've covered all the different packing things and a bunch of
the packing things.
Well,
we started touching upon it. We didn't talk about things like onboard activities or dining options. We didn't talk about a lot of extra tips. Like these are things that we had on our list, guys. But
most importantly, we've covered to book the right cruise. If you're going to cruise with kids, book
or without kids. Or without kids. If you're going to book a cruise, book the right cruise for you. Know your lines. And know what they have to offer. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, I was going a completely different route.
See,
I was going the route of
we work together.
I was going to go the route of if you want to book the right cruise with kids, you got to book a cruise that has kids sail free and goes with people that sail with kids like us. So book something in November, maybe like November 3rd.
Especially if you're a new cruiser or are not a frequent cruiser. Book with somebody who can guide you. Guys, we love to do it.
Yeah.
We love it. You don't have to hang out with us. You can if you want to. You don't have to. But we can give you the advice, and we're there. We're there to ask and lead and guide.
We say all the time, book as early out as you can. Even me showing this here in November, that's like closing in on a last minute cruise. It's like you're really getting close. So if you want to go
6 months out is tight, guys. I want you to know that. That said, this is not the norm now. This is not what's going on right now. Like right now, there are some amazing deals for very, very soon, including March, April, and May. So if you're looking for a last minute deal, which is not normally the case, we might be able to work with you.
Yes.
We might be able to help you out. So if that's something that you're looking for,
especially if you're only traveling,
send us a message ASAP, because I can't tell you, like, I wish I had all the time in the world and multiple, funds.
If anybody wants to watch our kids for the next 3 months, we're going to want to.
Yeah, we there's some amazing stuff out there right now. Like, I don't know why right now, but right now.
But if you're going to take our advice and you're going to plan a little bit more in advance,
please come with us.
Then
we'd love it.
Join us in July 12th, 2025. This is going to be our family and friends cruise. We're hosting jointly with Sharon at Sea Travel, the experts in group cruises. That will be fun. If you don't have fun on that cruise, it's your own fault, because there's going to be a lot of fun people there, and it's just going to be fun for 5 days straight. We're going to some cool ports. We're going to do some fun stuff on board. We're going to do stuff for the kids. We're going to do stuff for the parents.
Itinerary. It's such a great cruise.
Might do something.
Fantastic ship. One of my favorite ships.
Depending on our numbers, we'll see what we can do. Might have some, maybe we'll do like a group excursion or something like that. We like to do stuff like that if we have the numbers to support it. But again, rates on these things are only good for so long. So even if you're considering it, a lot of these group rates have refundable deposits. If you're thinking about it, put the deposit down, because then
they're low deposits. Low deposits.
Oh yeah,
And
the July 12th one, the refundable deposit, super reasonable. So
if you're not sure, reach out. Like, it's okay.
Reach
out and ask. We'll run you quotes. We'll figure it out, and it doesn't obligate you, but we hope that you choose to sell with us because we know it's going to be a great time. So we already have some amazing people booked on that cruise. So just know that it is going to be a great time. It's already a great time.
Julie says their daughter hated her first cruise. I told her to come with me. I'll show you how to cruise. She said, so she's coming with us on Freedom. So she said, I'll show you. You should have said, I'll show you how we cruise. This is how we cruise. We're going to have fun. That's going to be a good time. We're really looking forward to both of them. I'm a little disappointed that our next cruise is all the way out in 245 days.
I have a feeling that's not going to stay the case, guys. I know you. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see
listen, it's not beside me to go out to the store and, keep it in my car until Brian's not home and bring it in and be like, oh, I've had that forever. That's not beyond me. I'm just saying. But I'm not one to book yet, because I would. I'm not one to book a cruise without telling you.
You've done it twice.
Yet.
You've done it twice in the last year.
I mean, no.
Yeah.
It's a little crap.
Go back in the live streams. Go back and watch our Should We Drive or Should We Fly?
No, but that's not a cruise. No, I totally booked airline tickets without you. Yeah, definitely.
You booked Celebration without telling me. You booked the Magic without telling me.
Okay, so anyway, who wants to book a cruise? Come with us. We're so much fun. I promise.
All right, we got some people to book.
All right. So anyway, we have some phone calls to make. We have some things to do. This has been really fun. Guys, if you have any questions, please just shoot us an email, send us a message.
Text, call. Look at New Jersey and shout really loud.
But we also hope that you join us on our community page on Facebook, because that is where we love to see everybody's trips, questions, pictures, and share everything that you can. So we love it.
With that, next Sunday night, we'll be back here. So hopefully you will be too.
CMCs.